And Mayor Lovely, we are live.
Thank you very, very much. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Corporation of the Township of South Algonquin regular council meeting of Wednesday, April 5th, 2023 at 9 a.m. Some of us are in council chambers, others are on Zoom. So with that, I will call the meeting to order at 9 a.m. If Carly, you could do roll call, please.
Mayor LaValle,
Here.
Councillor Collins. We know she's not here. Councillor Florent,
I'm here.
Councillor Kuyak,
Here.
Councillor Pijon,
Here.
Councillor Rodnick,
Here.
Councillor Zidoc.
Here. With that, I will do the land acknowledgement. We acknowledge that we are gathered on the unceded territory of the Algonquin Anishinaabe people, especially the Madawaskarini people of the Madawaska River. We further acknowledge that the Algonquin people have been stewards of this land since time immemorial, and we strive to treat the land along with the flora and fauna it supports, the people, their customs and traditions with honor and respect. Today, this area is home to people of all walks of life, and we acknowledge the shared opportunities and responsibilities to live, work, and survive within this beautiful territory. Shimmikwich, all my relations. I will ask if there are any additions or amendments to the agenda.
Yeah, I'd like to bring forward a minor amendment to the budget when the time comes.
So it's been moved, is that Councillor Rodnick?
Yes,
To move an amendment to the agenda for the budget when it comes? Okay, any other additions or amendments? Okay, with that, I'll move for adoption of the agenda, asking for a mover and seconder.
I'll make that motion.
Moved by Councillor Florence,
I'll second it.
second by Councillor Kuyak. Move to adoption of the agenda. All in favor? I'm assuming that's okay. Sorry about that, Carla. Is there anyone that has disclosure pecuniary interest? I'm just kind of looking around here to see. I can't see everyone, so maybe you'll have to speak up. Okay, I don't see anyone. So with that, we have a presentation this morning. Angela Pollock, I understand you're in chambers. Welcome. Angela is from the South Algonquin Business Alliance. I want to say thank you and welcome to the Township of South Algonquin.
Thank you very much, Mayor. I'm not sure, am I on camera?
Yeah, no.
Yes, you are.
They'll be able to see the owl follow
Okay.
you.
Just made me speak up.
Okay. So I'm from the South Algonquin Business Alliance. I brought my notes here just in case I can't read the screen because my eyes are at that age now. Can you advance to the next screen, Brian? We're going to go through, I have about, I think, 15 or 17 slides, and we're going to go through them pretty quickly. You have a copy of this in your package already. I've updated some of the pictures. We just got a new batch of photographs, so mostly the difference will be in the images, so enjoy the screen. The South Algonquin Business Alliance team is pictured up there. We've got 8 members on the board right now, and I think that most of you know everybody on that list, so we'll just carry on to the next slide, please. This is a quick summary of some of the people and groups that we've partnered with over the last number of years to do the work that we've done, which I'm going to talk about today. And we have quite a wide array of partners there, from small business people to the government agencies that are in business to support our region. Next slide, please. The objects of incorporation for the Business Alliance: we engage in activities with local, regional, provincial, and federal partners, both for-profit and not-for-profit, to increase opportunities in South Algonquin. We build community through investment in ideas, industry, and people. Next slide. We bring community members together to support economic development through an asset-based approach. That means that we look at the things that we have to work with, not the things that we don't have or that we're missing. Although we do look at that eventually, the focus is on our assets. We strengthen relationships and connect with resources. We advocate, communicate, educate, and inform the community. Next slide, please. And we champion South Algonquin as a great place to live, work, and play, and other complementary purposes that aren't inconsistent with that. So the activities that we undertake largely focus on consolidating tourist messaging, improving the shoulder seasons, and creating an awareness that South Algonquin is a great place to live, work, and play, and worth investing in for new families and entrepreneurs. Next slide. We've recently developed what we're calling the 3 pillars of tourism, and these are the 3 products that we're going to be marketing around. One is trail tourism, one is mindful nature tourism, and the third is dark sky tourism. Gabriella Hardligan has been championing the trail tourism. Erin Morlock is championing mindful nature tourism, and myself and my husband and a number of other businesses, including Steve Dunsford, are championing the dark sky tourism. Next slide. These, we also have these 2, I would call them sort of aspects of tourism. They're pillars, but we can't build messaging around them because they're not specifically things to do. We want the pillars to be about action, but these are supportive pillars. One is all season and one is always accessible. And in all season, we're going to be working on 7 seasons. We're going to be talking about 7 seasons. And if anyone's curious about that, I can send the link. We have them up on our website now. I won't go into too much more detail on that. Next slide, please. So we have recently been able to secure investments to help us rebuild the old rail trail, which is, as you know, 45-kilometer long stretch along the old OANPS railway, and the 159 south to Spectacle Lake. The work on the trail is completed, but we have a couple of side projects related to that larger project that are still underway, and we hope to have them finished early this summer, including a parking lot at the Spectacle Lake Bear Mountain Trailhead. And we've also received another $100,000 worth of investment to continue the trail work. And we're going to be going probably south along, I think it's the 175 down towards Lake St. Peter from Madawaska, starting in Madawaska. The goal here is to create a bicycle-friendly, multi-season, multi-use, accessible trail that is good for anybody from moms pushing wagons to people in wheelchairs to people who use motorized equipment like snowmobiles and ATVs. The outcomes include improved pride in public perception of our community, better access for persons with disabilities, and more outdoor sport and recreation opportunities. Next slide, please. We've achieved a number of firsts in the community since we've formed. We had our first visit by a provincial minister of seniors and accessibility, Minister Raymond Cho, in 2021. Next slide. This year, we've applied for 6 Canada Summer Jobs positions, and what we plan to do if these are funded, we're going to employ 6 youth in the community and give them local work experience and help them contribute to building our community. And importantly, highlight pathways for them to stay in or come back to our community after post-secondary. Next slide. So far, our grant writing efforts have resulted in a total investment in the community of about $1.7 million. That's 1.375 in cash grants that local businesses were able to take care of or take advantage of, and also their cash and in-kind co-pays that were associated with those grants. So all of those together total $1.7 million, which is unprecedented as far as I know. Next slide. All of these achievements in this work in less than 5 years has resulted in approximately 11 new businesses or business offshoots. It's affected 11 businesses, resulted in at least six new businesses or business offshoots. 15 new jobs, part-time, full-time, and seasonal. And I'm afraid I can't read the yellow from here. All of this was done at no cost to the community. We didn't charge the businesses anything. And anyone who has experience with grant writing knows that the fees for this work can range anywhere from about 15 or 20% up to 30%. So at 30%, that's a $400,000 value to the community that cost the community nothing. Next slide. We've also created our publication, One Fine Day. This is a community-based publication with locally written content. Last year, we distributed 5,000 copies. This year, it looks like we're going to be targeting as 7,500, possibly as many as 10,000. It has an ISSN number, which means it's preserved by Library and Archives Canada in perpetuity. Next slide. Based on these achievements, we're asking council if you can provide us with some funding. We're looking for a $5,000 cash donation to help us with our expenses and with the work that we're doing to offset the volunteer labor. We're asking also for a QR code on the local maps that were installed recently so that people who visit the community are able to access our website easily, that they know we exist because we're pushing information out to them. And we're asking for an in-person seat at the table for discussions that impact local businesses. We're also happy for other support that the township might be able to provide, including terms of reference for the Economic Development Committee, especially letters of support, partnerships on future projects. We can take material or in-kind assistance, for example, gravel for the trails, mapping assistance, liking and following all local businesses on social media, and tagging and reposting our messaging, and any other resources that council may have at their disposal that they care to share with us to make the work easier. I will tell you that it's been an enormous amount of time and effort on the part of the volunteers that we pictured at the beginning of the slide here. We've done amazing things with zero resources, but and all of this during a pandemic as well, as you're all aware. And we're approaching burnout. We need some extra resources to take the pressure off of the same group of people who continually show up and continually help and push our work forward. And we will continue as best we can, but we are asking for assistance if it's in council's ability to provide that. And at this time, next slide. And that's all I have, but I'm happy to take any questions if there are any at this time.
Thank you very much, Angela. Does any of the council members have any questions or comments for Angela?
Yes, it's Councillor Pigeon speaking. The $5,000 that you are asking for in township assistance is going to be going directly to what?
It will go into operating expenses, so covering things like insurance, computer software support. Right now, the software we're using is my personal subscription. A lot of the time, I think we have a total of about, last time I checked, about $35 in the account, which means that we don't have, when if the rec committee came looking for money for fireworks this summer, we can't make donations to the community. We need to be able to update our messaging. Often there's co-pays that are required. We've been able to get funding from Community Futures and the RTO to do work on our social media, but we're entirely reliant on donations in order to meet their co-pays. And so this $5,000 would help us with our basic operating expenses. It would help us purchase independent subscriptions to some of our software. It'll help us publish the zine this year, and it will basically give us a little bit of financial security for 12 months.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions or comments from members of council? No,
Thank you very much for. Thank you very much.
Thank you
listening.
very, very much, Angela. We will get back to you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, bye. So we'll move now to the minutes of the regular council meeting of March 1st, 2023. I need a mover and seconder, and then I'll go to Carla.
I can move that.
Moved by Councillor Sidoc, seconded by
I'll do that.
Councillor
Joe.
Florent. Carla,
Moved by Councillor Sidoc, seconded by Councillor Florent, that Council for the Corporation of the Township of South Algonquin adopts the minutes of the regular council meeting of March 1st, 2023 as circulated.
been moved and seconded. Any discussion? I see none. All in favor? Opposed? It's carried. Thank you. We'll move on to committee and staff and council reports. Is Charlene on Zoom? Charlene,
Hi, I'm here. Good morning.
good morning. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Great, thank you. Go ahead with your report, Charlene.
All right. Some grant updates. I'm currently finishing the final report for the Ontario Trillium and planning our recognition event. We received from Ontario Library Service an internet connectivity reimbursement grant for the Madawaska branch. And this reimbursed all of our, oops, sorry, I just lost my train of thought. It covered 100% of the costs for 2022 in Madawaska, which was $540. We have a new passive program that we'll be launching in the next couple of weeks. We are establishing a free seed library. We're doing this to strengthen local food security and to revitalize Indigenous connections to the land. And I'm very excited about this. With an investment of $210, we're able to establish this in both branches, and I think it's going to be very successful. I'm trying to see what else do we have here. Our school program has been going very strongly with bi-weekly visits from 3 different classes from the 2 schools. So approximately 36 children use the library during these visits bi-weekly. We've had a really good response to our programming that we've co-hosted with Christine Lucas-Savage, and we are planning some more future programming with her, maybe not until next year, but definitely bringing some more of her programs in. We have author Adam Schultz coming Tuesday, May 2nd. He'll be visiting the school at 1 p.m. in the afternoon, and then an evening performance at 7 p.m. at Madawaska Hall. This will be a free event open to all, and we welcome everyone to come out and join us. And we have one other author booked, Linda Hutzel Manning. She'll be visiting in September. I'm trying to think what else. We are near completion of staff evaluations, which has been overdue by a few years. We hope to have that completed by April 18th. And the library has approved a strategic plan for 2023 to the 2027 period, which is also something that's been a few years overdue in the making. Let me see something else here. This year, I also plan to add CO2 monitors to the lending collections. I've spoke to Fire Chief Ian Collins about this, and he's supportive of the program. And also, the Barry's Bay Legion has offered to donate $700 towards the purchase of some monitors. We're just waiting for that paperwork and donation to come in. think I've covered about anything. Does anyone have any questions?
Any questions for Charlene?
Charlene, it's Councilor Pigeon speaking.
Hi.
The CO2 monitors are for explain.
All right. A few years ago, I started adding non-traditional items to the library lending collection just to make more items accessible to more people.
Okay.
So the particular CO2 monitors we're looking at would be something that people would borrow for a 2-week period just to test the levels in their home.
Oh, okay. I follow you now. Thank you.
Yes,
Can
and
I
last,
Can I
last-
interject there?
I'm sorry?
Sorry, can
Go
I
ahead.
interject? I think you mean carbon monoxide detectors or monitors, not carbon dioxide. It's carbon monoxide, which is the serious gas given off for incomplete combustion, not carbon dioxide, Charlene. Sorry, just clarifying that for you.
All right, yes. Well, and this is because normally most of us do have the carbon monoxide, which, you know, we should have plugged in all the time. And this one, I guess, does a different reading. Like this is and also last year we added radar detectors as well, which these devices might not be affordable for some people. So by adding them to the library's collection, more people can test the safety in their homes.
I
Okay,
think that's
thanks.
great. Yeah,
Any
I
other
think that's great.
questions? Do I hear somebody or see somebody?
No,
No?
that was me thanking Charlene.
Oh,
Okay,
thank you.
Okay. Okay, thank you very, very much, Charlene. You're
Thank
welcome
you.
to stay on, but I know you probably have other things you have to do today. Be
Thank-
safe.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
I just want to recognize, I think Councillor Collins, you've arrived, you're on Zoom.
Yes, Mayor, I am.
Okay,
My neighbours have not arrived. I think maybe they don't want to leave the scene, but
okay,
it's the house, I believe, is gone. They're left with the clothing they're standing up in, but the fire department is still down there. So I don't know if they're down there because they're stuck or whether they're down there just making sure everything's safe.
okay.
Hence the fire report. Ian isn't available to give that report. But if anyone has any questions, I can jot them down and ask him to contact you privately or when I see him next.
Okay, well, the next item is the fire report. So does any members of council have any questions they would like Sandra to ask Ian about?
Hi,
That's
Sandra,
real-
it's Joan. I was
Hi,
just
Joan.
wondering if there was anything being done for John Stubbs' retirement?
Hold on just one moment. They've done it. It's all
Oh,
done.
okay.
Excuse me just one moment.
Sure.
Hi. Okay, all right. Right. Okay.
Let's play it today.
Okay.
6 a.m. lightning strike.
And near as I understand, there was something at the fire hall. I had asked.
I'm doing your fire report for you at the moment. All right. Bye. That was Ian reporting. Can I take questions? Basically, for John Stubbs, they did a retirement, a presentation that Mr. Martin and I wrote in recognition of his years, and he didn't want anything else. They threw a small party at the fire hall, and Ian presented them with a plaque of thanks as well from the fire department.
Great, thanks. I knew somebody would have done something. I just hadn't heard. Thanks so much.
Okay, does anyone else have any questions?
Any other questions for Councillor Collins? That's very sad, Councillor Collins, about the fire.
Yes,
I,
yes. The people are not
I'm
coming
happy
to me
everyone's
now. They're going
okay.
to next door. So I'm fully in with the council meeting now. So
Okay, thank you. Okay, so where are we on our report? CMC reports.
Yes, Brian is unable to be with us today. Obviously, weather challenges have resulted in him needing to be in the roads department today to ensure that all of the activities of our public works department are undertaken. He is a little short-staffed. I think a couple of the guys maybe on the fire department. He's got one that's off today and not actually even in the community that they could come in on an emergency basis. So I believe Brian's fulfilling some of the day-to-day working activities of the department. So if anyone has any questions related to his report, I can take them for you, or we can defer those to our asset management meeting that we have coming up later this month.
Any questions or concerns to address to Brian? Okay, seeing none, we'll move on to Tracy and Shore Road allowance report. Go ahead, Tracy.
Good morning. It's pretty self-explanatory, but recommendation is that council approve the bylaw that is in the presented in the council or bylaw portion of the package. Council passed a resolution on September 7th, 2022 for staff to proceed with the sale, and we're at the point now where the bylaw can be passed. So if anybody has any questions, I can happy to
Any
take them.
questions for this for Tracy? I'm not seeing anyone. Okay, we'll move it on and do it during the bylaw reports. Okay, well, 2023 budget and taxation bylaws, Jennifer. Did Jennifer get in?
I am, but can you hear me now?
I
Yes,
can
we
hear
can.
you. I can't see you. I can hear you.
Okay, as long as you can hear. I don't have any video access. I'm not sure why, but so we have the staff report relating to the 2023 budget and taxation bylaws. So there's 3 bylaws in total that would need to be passed. So I'm not sure if there's any questions about the report.
Any questions for Jennifer on the budget? It'll be coming before us with the bylaw this morning too. Okay, and I don't see any, Jennifer, so we'll move on.
When do we
Thank you.
discuss the amendment?
Oh, I'm sorry, Councillor Rodnick, you have an amendment.
Yeah, basically, what I was looking at, I would like to amend the budget under the transportation capital expenditures for the $6,000 of entrance signs. I personally feel that I don't think we need to replace those this year, and I think we should put that $6,000 straight into general reserves, because I'm sure we're going to need it for a few other things.
Okay, so there's been are you moving an amendment?
Yep.
Bill? So
Yes.
amendment been moved? Sorry, just a question, Brian, do we do that here or do we do that when we do the bylaw?
Well, I think that really all staff need at this point is a direction as it relates to the amendment request. It's not amending the tax rate bylaw in any way, shape, or form because it's not changing the amount of taxation that the municipality is required to collect. It doesn't change our revenue and expenditure bylaw in any way because the expenditures maintain the amount other than rather than spending it on the signs, we would then transfer that money into a reserve fund. So certainly all staff needs is a direction from council, and if that's the direction of council, that's how staff will proceed.
Okay, so we need the direction here then, Brian? Yeah, okay, so any other council members that would like to talk about moving for or against moving the $6,000 into general funds as opposed to the new signs?
It's Councillor Florent here.
Yes, go ahead, Councillor Florent.
Councillor Rodnick, can you explain your reasoning for for not doing those signs and putting the money in reserve?
Well, basically, it's just a personal feeling that I have that at this time, I don't think it's absolutely necessary to do signs when we've got so many other things on the go with this budget.
Okay, any other comments from any of the members of council? Okay, so we'll take that under advisement and move it into for direction on the budget. Okay, thank you for both of you. What's next? I can't see what's next there.
Could I just clarify then, will we be then amending the budget to remove the $6,000 purchase of the signs and rather putting that to reserves? Is that the consensus?
We didn't have a vote on it. We have one for, we have one that's against, I guess. What's the view of the council? Did we give direction to Jennifer to remove that, put it back into the general revenue or not?
My understanding was that money for those signs, it's Councillor Collins here. My understanding is the money for those signs and the rebranding was a separate amount of money. Am I correct with that, Jennifer, or not?
Councillor Collins, I can answer that. Yes, in fact, we did have a fixed amount of money in that grant, but the signs that are in question, the main entrance signs into South Algonquin, those signs had been replaced just a couple of years prior to us doing the rebranding exercise. And I believe that between the signs and the permitting that's required from MTO, it was a total of about 14,000 that had been spent on those signs, if I'm correct. Joe, you were here, you could correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, that was the amount.
So we had spent about 14,000 on those signs, and it was only a couple of years since they had been put up. So council felt that they didn't want to take those signs down or change those signs because they'd invested significant dollars, and that they would just hold off on changing those signs until such time that the signs were starting to fade a little. And it was simply because they had just been changed. And as I say, I think the entrance, the permitting fee from MTO alone was a couple of $1,000s.
Yeah.
Okay, we need some direction for council then. Well, I guess Go ahead.
If you require a motion or if it's just an opinion, I kind of agree now that Brian's explained the cost of the old signs, and I'm all for conserving money and not wasting taxpayers' money. And I kind of agree that even though I don't like those signs, I find them too dark and they're very hard to see, especially at night. Maybe it's too early to change them. You know, they are in good shape as far as paint and finish, and that it's just.
Okay.
I can go along with Bill's proposal that we postpone it.
Okay, let me try it this way. Is there anyone opposed to the direction that Councilor Rodnick has suggested? I don't see any hands, so we will take that into consideration, Jennifer, and move it back into general revenue.
Great. Thank you very much for the clarification.
You're
Yeah,
welcome.
back into general reserves.
Oh, what did you want it?
Reserves.
Oh, in reserves. Okay, thank you. Okay. Item number 7, weed inspector, Brian.
Yeah, so one of the things that was noted, every year we get a notice from the province asking us to update our weed inspector information with them. Under the Weed Control Act, as you can see, every upper tier and single tier municipality in the province is required to appoint a weed inspector as it relates to dealing with noxious weeds. The intent behind this is when there's issues that are brought forward that the municipality is in a place to address them. The municipality has not and does not have a weed inspector. It's historically been just left alone, although we do have a legislative responsibility to have someone appointed. Mike, our chief building official, who also does bylaw enforcement, undertook an online training course and successfully completed it. It was only probably a couple of hours online, just the basics of the requirements under the Weed Control Act. And based on that, I think I'm recommending that we proceed by bylaw and recommend that Mike be appointed as the weed inspector under the legislative requirement of the Act.
So is there a bylaw coming up on the agenda later?
There is one in our packages later if council, for council to give consideration to.
Okay, so do we discuss it now then, or we'll discuss it when we bring up the bylaw?
Can certainly discuss it whenever council wishes.
Okay, we're open to council. Does anyone wish to discuss this now?
Councillor Florent,
Okay, go ahead, Councillor Florence.
I don't agree with Brian's interpretation of the act that we're required to have one. I think the act says if we're going to do weed inspections, we have to have a weed inspector. We can choose not to, and that's the route we've gone. To me, it seems like another piece of red tape that somebody's going to have to go through, and I can see it affecting all kinds of things down the road. Weed inspectors are normally for noxious weeds in farm country or an urban setting. Things like wild parsnip and those kind of things. I haven't seen any in South Algonquin. I think the whole thing is a little bit moot because we're required to have the name submitted by April the 1st, which is behind us. The wording in the bylaw, I think, is incorrect. Again, just a minute till I have it here.
Just to clarify, Councillor Florent, in my background, I identify the section of the legislative requirement that states under 6.1, the council of every upper tier and single tier municipality shall by bylaw appoint one or more persons.
Yes,
So
read the rest of it though. Read the rest of that.
And then it goes on that the clerks of single and upper tier shall report the names to the ministry. The municipality may appoint one or more. So we only have to have one, but we can't appoint 2, 3, or 4. And the clerks of the municipality who have appointed weed inspectors, so the lower tiers don't have to appoint. It's the upper tier that's responsible for that. Therefore, we have to report who they are, but the lower tier municipalities would not have to. And that's the interpretation of those sections of the Act.
You have to
go ahead.
You have to
Go
report
ahead.
the name if you have a weed inspector. If you don't have a weed inspector, obviously you don't have to submit the name.
The key being the lower tier municipalities don't need to appoint one because the upper tier has that responsibility in the county of Renfrew. So single tier municipalities and upper tiers shall by bylaw appoint.
I still don't agree with that.
Okay, so what you're saying then, Brian, is that it does say both upper tier and single tier shall?
Yeah. Yes, if you look at my backgrounder, section
I see
6.1
that.
of the Weed Control Act says the council of every upper tier and single tier municipality shall by bylaw appoint one or more persons as area weed inspectors to enforce this act in the area within the council's jurisdiction and fix their remuneration or other compensation.
Okay, so I guess my question is this. So if we appoint Mike Anderson as the weed inspector, I guess my concern is what kind of time does that now take away from his job as our bylaw enforcement officer?
Historically, little to none. It really is like a moot point. And that's why I've said we can do nothing and be in non-compliance with the act. We can appoint Mike, and if he happens to get a complaint about a hogweed or some other noxious weed, he'll address it within the time frame, I believe, of the hours that he's already been provided to undertake his duties. I don't believe it'll result in any additional time of staff to be able to comply with the act.
Thank you. Does any other council members have any comments on this?
I would like to continue on. In the
Okay, go ahead.
bylaw, you quote that because of section 9.1 says that all municipalities that have appointed a weed inspector shall report the name. But
That's correct.
Yeah, but that doesn't say that we have to appoint a weed inspector. It just says if we appoint one, we have to submit the name.
As I said, under 6.1, we're required to appoint. 9.1 leaves the exception for lower tier municipalities such as Barry's Bay. Madawaska Valley does not have to appoint a weed inspector because the county of Renfrew does that on their behalf. So they don't have to do it. The rest of us are single and upper tier are required to.
I still argue that we don't. And besides that, how are you going to submit the name before April the 1st?
Well, I mean, we're a couple of days behind. We have never appointed one historically. So we've never complied with the act. Just sending them a name, you know, after we pass the bylaw is probably not hard for them to add to their database.
Well, I don't know. You're saying that we shall, and then the other place where it says you shall, you're willing to ignore that part. But
Okay, thanks, Councillor Florent. We, what I'm suggesting that is when we get to the bylaw, we either okay it or we don't okay it.
Yeah.
Because I don't see any other council members that want to speak on it. So thank you both.
I just
exciting
have,
way. Okay.
sorry, Ethel.
No, go
I
ahead,
just-
Councillor Florent.
The only thing I would like to add or maybe suggest is some education then, because obviously we're relying on the community members at large just to report anything that they see. So maybe some education in a newsletter, which hopefully will be going out just to make people aware.
Okay. Good
I
point.
would suggest that weed inspection is like wood turtles. If you see it, don't tell anybody because you won't be able to get a severance or anything like that after that.
Yeah, I think you're poking the bear.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thanks, everyone. Okay, moving on to the Parks and Recreation report, and I'm going back to you, Council Florent. You have the floor.
Well, I'll just add that the events that they've been having have been hugely successful. I don't know where all the kids are coming out from, but they every event that they've had this winter and I guess spring now has been really well attended. It's kind of unbelievable, really.
Okay, thanks. Any questions for Councillor Florent?
I would just like to remind everybody that we're having the annual trivia night that had been put on hold because of COVID. And I believe it's on,
Is it May 1st?
I think so. I think so.
Yeah, I think it's May 1st. And they're having Easter egg hunt this Saturday, do you not? And both Whitney and Madawaska, I think, have Easter egg hunts on
I think
Saturday.
the Madawaska one was last Sunday.
Oh, okay, thank you. I stand to be corrected. Okay, any questions for Councillor Florent on the recreation report?
We need to find out where the kids are coming from, Joe.
Apparently at the Easter egg hunt, they had 50 kids and 50 adults. Like, I don't,
Where did they come from?
a
Coming
good
from the
question.
Easter Bunny.
I guess. That's great.
Yeah.
Really, it's really great. Okay, moving on to the Whitney Recreation minutes of March 7th. Who is doing this? Councillor Kwiat?
Yeah, sorry, had myself on mute. All I can say is that we've had a few now very productive meetings, and yesterday we had our April and stuffed, I think, 1,500 Easter eggs, getting ready for the Easter egg hunt on Saturday. Also, part of that is a bake sale. So if anybody's interested in some home baking, there will be some there. It starts at 10 o'clock. I won't go through the minutes. If there's any questions or concerns, certainly I'll try to answer them for you.
Thank you, Councillor Quick. Any questions for Councillor Quick? Okay, I can't see anyone, so you're gonna have to, let's see if you do. Okay, I don't see any questions. Thanks, Councillor Quick. Is there any other staff reports? Any other council reports? Okay, moving along to business arising from the minutes. Is there any business arising from the minutes that anyone would like to discuss? I don't see any. I'll move on to unfinished business. Is there any unfinished business that council would like to discuss? Okay. We're moving right along. Under correspondence, are there action items?
No correspondence.
Was there no action items? I can't see.
There are none.
Okay, and under, you have your information items, the information only. They're pretty straightforward. Any questions? Okay, moving along to new business, that's me. Okay, I just want to update council on the saga of the housing. Managed to get through the District Social Services Board. There was a resolution at our last meeting to provide $100,000 towards a housing report for all of the district social services, all of the municipalities within the district social services. We were hoping to get $100,000 to do this study. This is the everlasting study that people need in order for the township to get grants with respect to housing. At the board, there was a motion moved by the mayor of North Bay that the $100,000 get reduced to $80,000. So with that, there was a fair amount of discussion. I'd like to let you know that I put up as much fight as I could on behalf of our township. But at the end of the day, the result was that the motion passed for the housing study for $80,000. This study will include looking at Airbnbs, as I understand it, and it will not get finished before the end of the year, it's anticipated. So that kind of, in my opinion, kind of puts us back a bit, but I think at the end of the day, it does save this township money. And I don't know where we go from here, to be honest, but my understanding is in talking with the District Social Services Board, they're going to try to move this as quick as they can. But we're now looking at all of the municipalities, which I think there were 10 of them in the social services structure. So that's a quick view of what took place at the meeting. Just so you know that they also passed a resolution to do a homeless study in the district for $40,000. So with that, I'll entertain any questions of any members of council may have.
So that would be $120,000 in total?
That's correct.
Okay.
The pay
I'm sorry, Council Rodney?
that we have to pay?
No, that's a grant. That's money that they're
okay.
going to pay to do these studies.
Yeah, so the money is coming from the budgets or reserves of district and Nipissing. My understanding, Ethel, is that in fact Airbnbs is not a part of it. Based on the value, they've assigned 80,000 instead of the 100. That's already a cut, and they haven't gone to tender on this. Having gone out ourselves, we were able to find a couple of other companies besides SHS that does these. The lowest price that we were able to find was just over $60,000. So that was a comprehensive study of all of our housing needs, which included seniors, it included low-income housing, it included all of the needs of the potential needs of the community, and also the impacts or potential adverse impacts of Airbnbs within our community. So knowing that that was our value to have it done, the district has 10 municipalities that they're undertaking this study for. I suspect when they do scope this to get it in budget, and this is my own assumption, they will most likely only look at low-income housing needs. That's their primary focus anyway, is low-income housing. They won't look at any of the other housing needs of any of the communities, and therefore the scope of this certainly won't fulfill all of the things that council might like to have as it relates to making decisions, but certainly is a start in the right direction to identify what the low-income housing needs are. Also, I was rather surprised to hear that they transferred $20,000 towards a district homelessness study. I believe they did some type of a straw dog poll about a year or two ago related to homelessness in the communities. So I'm actually quite surprised that they're putting $40,000 towards a homeless study when housing is probably a much more necessary review, and they'd have been better off to put the entire 120 towards housing and maybe had homelessness as a minor component of that study.
So if I understand correctly, it's Councillor Pigeon speaking. If I understand correctly, that $120,000, that's going to be spread over 10 different townships?
Yeah, so
Yes.
we all contribute to the District of Nipissing Social Services Board's budget. Our allocation, Jennifer, correct me if I'm wrong, is around $500,000. 190,000 roughly goes directly to, based on 38%, goes directly into the housing corporation side of things. So that's the money that they will be using, that they've already levied or that they have in their reserves from previous levies towards that study. So it's not going to be an additional cost to us, but certainly we provide them with $190,000 annually to provide public housing based on their 38% allocation of their budget. And of that $190,000, we receive, I'm not sure what for services.
Councillor, there's two different resolutions. One was the 40,000, the other one was the 100. The 100 got reduced to 80. But I want to let council know that I worked very hard to get this resolution to social services. Yes, we got reduced by 20,000. However, I maintain that why do we want to put money in from our budget if we can get this done? Yes, Brian's absolutely right. It may not do everything we want, but I think it gives us a template. And you got to also remember it was the district social services that said they wanted a study done. So I maintain that we should wait. We don't need to go out and do our own housing report right now. But I'm open to council. If council decides you want to take the money out of our budget, go ahead and do a study, that's fine. I'm just letting council know what's going on, what's happened up at District Social Services. My last conversation with the director there, Catherine Atherson, who told me that they were going to also look in the scope, they were going to look at Airbnbs across the 10 municipalities. So that's the most up-to-date information that I have that I can give you.
Thank you, Mayor LaValle.
Yes?
Yes, yeah, definitely. I think that's definitely a step in the right direction for sure. So if it's not coming out of our township money, well, it is, but it in an indirect way. I think it's the way to go for sure. Thank you.
Thanks. Counselor. Any other members of council have anything they'd like to add?
It's Councillor Collins here.
Hi, Councillor Combs.
I believe that the low income will incorporate or encompass some of our seniors as well. So under the same umbrella, we may actually capture our seniors in that study with the low income. Maybe not all the vulnerable seniors, but at least some of them may well come under that same umbrella.
That's
Thank you.
correct. The seniors are very much proud of this. I mean, let's face it, it's the seniors that are looking and want housing in this township. A great percentage of the seniors, when I talk to them, are looking for housing in terms of not having to go out of this township to live if they're unable to reside in their own homes. Okay, I'm just looking to see if there's any other members of council would like to say anything. Okay, I don't see anyone, so I'm going to move on to motions of council.
Oh, can I add, Councillor Sidock, more new
Yes,
business?
go ahead.
Something small. I was approached yesterday by a local teacher. She's putting all of her students together to do Earth Day garbage pickup on Friday, the 21st of April. And she was looking for any kind of support that the township would be able to give. So I was at the rec committee last night and we discussed it there. And we all agreed that we would have the kids meet us at the rink about 2:15, and they can drop their bags of garbage, and hopefully our staff could pick that up and each hand them each a Mr. Freezy, and hopefully they put that in the garbage when they're done, and then they'll just truck off back to school. And we could give them a little round of applause, whoever would like to come out and show their support.
Okay, that sounds really, really good.
About 60 students.
60 students, okay.
About that, yeah.
Follow up in terms of making sure that the garbage gets picked up. That's Friday, April 21st?
Yeah, Earth Day is actually Saturday, the 22nd, so that's why they want to do it on the Friday afternoon.
And the garbage pickup's gonna be here in town, I'm assuming?
Yeah, Joe mentioned just throwing it in the bin at the rink.
Okay,
In the past, when we've had groups picking up garbage, the township has supplied the bags to put it in
Okay.
as well. I don't know if we have any on hand, but that gives us a couple of weeks to get some.
okay, well, we'll certainly look into that. Supplying the bags and whether or not somebody picks it up or we put it in the bin there. We should have clarification on that before the 21st, so we know what's happening and how it's going to be organized.
It probably
find
would
out.
be a good idea to have them located somewhere because the Whitney garbage is picked up the day before that. So the garbage truck may have to make another run on the Friday after they've picked up in order to pick the bags up.
Okay, well, we'll certainly talk to Brian Acme about that. Thanks, Councillor Florent. Okay, moving on to notices of motion. The first motion, I need a mover and seconder to support the motion from the town of Grimsby. So if I could get a mover and seconder, I'll get Carla to read it. Do I have a mover? I don't see anyone. Do I have a seconder? Okay, it's not been moved and seconded, so it will not be discussed. The next one is from that we support the resolution received from the municipality of North Perth. I'll ask for a mover and a seconder.
I'll move that motion, Councillor Collins.
Moved by Councillor Collins, seconder.
That's the one about the school bus?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I'll second that.
So seconded by Councillor Florent. Okay, Carla, please.
Moved by Councillor Collins, seconded by Councillor Florent, that council for the corporation of the Township of South Algonquin supports the resolution received from the municipality of North Perth, which urges the provincial government to require all school buses to have stop arm cameras installed and paid for by the province for the start of the 2023-2024 school year, and underwrite the costs for the implementation and ongoing annual costs for administrative monetary penalties in small and rural municipalities.
Been moved and seconded. Any discussion on this resolution? I don't see or hear anyone. All in favor?
All in favor.
Is there anyone opposed? Okay, I don't see anyone. That resolution is carried. The next one, notice of motion, is our bylaws. I need a mover and a seconder that these bylaws be deemed a first and read a second time. So I'll move for mover and a seconder.
I have a bit of a problem because they're all classed together. Like I'm in favor of, what is there, 5 of them, 6 of them? I'm in favor of them all except the one. Like, how do I, if I vote for one, I vote for them all?
That's my understanding. Any clarification, Brian?
Certainly, you can request that a minor amendment be made and that be removed from that, and that a separate resolution be brought forward for the purposes of the weed inspector.
Okay, thank you. Do we need a move and seconder in that, or can we just do it?
Certainly, that would be a council decision as a whole.
Okay. So I'm going to ask for a mover and a seconder that we read the first and deem the second bylaw, and that we remove bylaw 2023-747 from this list of bylaws and deal with it separately.
I'll make
Okay. I'm going to go ahead. Who's me? Okay, sorry. Moved by Councillor Pigeon. I need a seconder.
Councillor Florent,
Moved, second by Councillor Florent. Carla, do you read this?
Sure, so we'll just be doing the weed inspector one now.
no, everything
No.
but.
Everything but.
Okay, moved by Councillor Pigeon, second by Councillor Florent, that council for the corporation of Township of South Algonquin approve bylaw 2023-743 to establish 2023 expenditures and revenues. Bylaw 2023-744 tax ratios. Bylaw 23-745 tax rates. Bylaw 2023-746 short road allowance sale, Ayland Lake. Bylaw 2023-748 confirm the proceedings of council, be read a first time and deemed read a second time.
Okay. Been moved and seconded. Any discussion on this? All those in favor? Opposed? Anyone opposed? It's carried. So now I need a mover and a seconder to deal with bylaw 2023-746. No, sorry. 2023-747, appoint a weed inspector.
No, I think you have to do the third reading of the other ones first.
Okay, thank you for the clarification. Okay, I have to admit, it's hard doing this by Zoom. Anyway, that we need a mover and a seconder, that bylaw 723-748 confirm the passings of council be deemed read a third and passed, with the exception of bylaw 2023-747. I'll look for a mover and a seconder.
I'll make that motion.
Moved
I'll
by
second
Councillor
it.
Florent.
I'll second it.
Seconded by Councillor Collins. Carla,
By Councillor Florence, seconded by Councillor Collins, that council for the corporation of the township of South Algonquin adopt bylaw 2023-743, establish 2023 expenditures and revenues, bylaw 2023-744 tax ratios, bylaw 2023-745 tax rates, bylaw 2023-746 shore road allowance sale, Ayland Lake, bylaw 2023-748, confirm the proceedings of bylaw, confirm the proceedings of council, be deemed read a third time.
been moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor? Opposed? It's carried. Okay, moving back to bylaw 2023-747. I need a mover and a seconder to consider this.
I'll move it.
Been moved by Councillor Collins, seconded by
Councillor Sidoff,
Councillor Sidoff. It's been moved and seconded. Carla,
Moved by Councillor Collins, seconded by Councillor Sidock, that council for the corporation of township of South Algonquin adopt bylaw 2023-747, appoint a weed inspector, be read a first time and be deemed read a second time.
been moved and seconded. Discussion. Councillor Florent,
I don't think it's necessary, and I don't agree with the interpretation of the legislation, so.
okay, thank you. Do I have any other discussion? I'm looking at the chambers to see, looking on Zoom, I don't see any hands. Okay. All those in favor of bylaw 2023-747, please indicate by raising your hands because it's hard to see. Okay,
My video is freezing, but I'm raising my hand.
okay, go ahead, Councillor Collins.
Take it that I'm raising my hand.
Okay,
She's voting in favor of it.
are you voting in favor?
Yes, I am.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so we have, I don't see any other hands. So that is defeated. Okay. Brian, that's the way we should have done that?
That's fine.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we have a resolution to move into a closed session. I'll look for a mover and a seconder. Oh,
I'll move
can't see.
it, Councilor Pigeon.
Moved by Councillor Pigeon, seconded by
Councillor Sidoff,
Councillor Sidoff, that the Township of South Algonquin will move into a closed session. All in favor? Opposed, it's carried. I'll just